What's going on, squad? Welcome back to another episode of season 4 here. We are back in one of the original spots of the vlog, the driveway where Luna was built. For those of you who don't know, we built this van. When I say we, I mean my dad and I. My dad did most of the woodworking and helped me sort of design the things I wanted. I did a lot of the initial building, the electrical. We spent 6 months right here at this very driveway building out the van. So we are back doing some van modifications. I want to do some light bar stuff, some stuff up on the roof. So kind of digging back into things and finally getting around to utilizing some of the exterior things that I put on the van, like the light bar, the brush mount, stuff like that. So Joe is in town, so we decided to take advantage of some of this and try to get some work done so we are ready for the summer camping season. First project of the day is going to be installing some kind of like puck lights, like big round lights on this front light bar that was installed by Luminous a few years ago now. So I honestly bought some really cheap ones from Nightlight Pro off of Amazon. Like, some of the lights out there are crazy expensive, and I just wasn't really ready to make like a jump to like legit formal off-road lights and spend thousands of dollars on that stuff. So my lights are so bad, both in the winter when it's snowing out and it gets dark, and then also any sort of off-road forest road stuff. Just the standard headlights, they're old, they're nothing crazy. So my goal is to sort of upgrade those and hopefully give me some more light and some more juice in those situations, both for the winter and then in the summer. So the idea is putting 2 puck lights down here, and then I have a light bar that I'll be putting up top. It's a little bit more complex, so these ones should be relatively straightforward. So let's get to work. We have a very loose Fitbit right now. I'm just sort of loosely marked these and mounted them, but now we're gonna work on running the wiring harness through here. Got to take the floor up, but that's kind of generally what we're going for with these front lights. The thing with a Mercedes Sprinter is that the battery is kind of like in the foot area of the driving compartment. So I have to take these little Torx off to kind of remove the trim piece, then essentially the mat and stuff falls out of the way, and then the battery will be revealed. So then we can start to run the harness from the battery out into the hood. We have the Sprinter battery that we need to get to. So I am all too familiar with getting in here from my battery charger, dead battery, and the van. So I have taken this apart quite a few times, and it's not the most convenient, but it gives it a nice secure spot for some of these things. So the part that needs to be connected on here is obviously the positive and negative wires here. It comes pre-fused, which is nice. Then also they have a already assembled battery relay that I'm going to mount in this compartment, or maybe even just leave it down here somewhere. The wiring harness is like, it's essentially plug and play. It's all done, so it's just a matter of connecting it and then running it out to the light. So I was able to run the wires out underneath the battery platform, and very difficult to see, but essentially the wires are going up over behind the pedals, up over the steering rack there. In a pretty safe place, and ultimately the 2 wires that are important are coming out the firewall here that will hook up to the lights out front. And then the switch that was sent with the wiring harness was this small little this one here. With the Sprinter, they have like these accessory switch areas, but unfortunately, you know, a circle doesn't really fit into a square. So we ended up dropping these plastic trim pieces to see if we could drill through here, and there's a nice little opening here. So we ended up putting the switch here. I'm obviously no master when it comes to like outdoor light position, but From what I did read, I figured it'd be best to sort of put these on the low side of the bar rather than here up high. Again, they're not the nicest lights out there. They're pretty cheap, so I don't expect them to do anything crazy, but I think any extra light will be way better than what I have. So, and now all you gotta do is flip the switch. And we got some pretty hefty lights off the front. So I'm excited to try them out in the actual dark, see how they work, but pretty bright. So the project today is to build kind of like an observation deck, a little platform on the top of the van in between those aluminum brackets where the light bar is mounted to. I was originally planning on putting a solar panel up there, but after speaking to Renogy, I'm unable to connect a 100 watt solar panel with a 320 watt solar panel. So took away that idea, unfortunately. I thought that would have been the best use of the space and stuff like that, is to add more solar. So then I kind of went back and forth with what I wanted to add there, and I kind of just stumbled on just a little deck to look at wildlife, to hang out, watch the sunset, have a place for my camera. So kind of a multi-purpose area that I think will be pretty cool and just add to the van. It'll also help in the winter time when I'm up there shoveling snow off the roof. It'll give me a little bit better footing, a little bit a better platform to actually do it rather than skating around on the sheet metal. So if it doesn't work out, or if for some reason it's super loud or something, we could always pull it off. But that's the plan today. We got some cedar boards, so something that's pretty weather resistant. We've sealed it, let it sit overnight. So now the plan is to just rip about 14, 20-inch slats and then mount them in between the aluminum.
Yeah, say less, say no more. You brought me to the brink of the sickness. Got me down low, scraping the floor like I've been meaning to chat to you more, but no more excuses. I'm back to the board now. Done with the bullshit, I'm backed in the corner. Temperature rising, I'm trapped in a sauna. Yeah, walls closing, not joking. Hot box brain will sink. I swing, it spins, but been coping. I've sinned with shit and self-loathing. How could I hate myself with the way that we are now? I've played myself, now you're raising the bar, but I ain't no else. You give me a task, I could break that.
I don't think I really showed you guys in detail how my roof is sort of set up. The one thing that I at times regret is that I didn't put a proper roof rack on the van, but then I remember they're $4,000, so this is not even a fraction of the price, and I think it works pretty well for a DIY sort of mount. But you'll see the factory rails here that you need to mount anything up to the roof. Basically all we're doing is using aluminum angle irons with carriage bolts to create basically a rack or a mount, and then we're able to screw different things into the aluminum, and it provides a soft but strong and rust-free system to mount things like the 320 watt solar panel, the obsolete cell signal booster, and then recently my Starlink base. So that's how we mounted this new platform system here. And one of the things that I did off camera, sort of in between days, was mount the new 42-inch light bar on the top with the exact same design. So we have the carriage bolts with the angle irons, and then really all we did was use the bracket that the light bar came with and mounted it right to the angle iron, and we were able to just run the wire down through the roof and make it back to the battery pretty easily. So then using the same angle iron is where we installed the 13 planks of cedar for the deck. And I gotta say, it is just, you'll see we didn't really have much room to work with because the fan vent is right there. So it's like just enough space to walk, to sit down. It was really tough to get these screwed with the washer and the nut on underneath, especially when you got in areas like this and these areas to the fan. It was just really hard to have space to get your hand underneath there. So the longest part of the whole process was just screwing them down, it felt like. But now that it's done, treated, like I said, cedar with basically like an exterior deck stain, something that you would use on outdoor lumber, so it should stay pretty weather resistant for the time that I need it. I don't know, it looks sweet. I like the wood look, and it came out just how I envisioned it. Big thank you to Joe for the obvious help with all this sort of stuff. So the plan now is to actually head out towards Zion in that area for the rest of the week here before it gets too hot. So it should be exciting, should be a fun little Memorial Day trip. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. And I'll see all of you guys in the next one. Take it easy, fam. Peace out.
Got me down low, scraping the floor like I've been meaning to chat to you more. I've been meaning to chat to you less. I've been meaning to